Declan Rice's impact on Jakub Kiwior shows Arsenal can push Man City and Liverpool to the limit. The Gunners have demonstrated the resilience required to take the Premier League title race to the wire in recent moments against Wolves. There was a moment in the second half when Declan Rice seemed to have nothing left. The English international tracked Mario Lemina back into his own half and forced the Wolves midfielder out of the game. A small victory in the grand scheme of things, but in such a tightly contested title race, every win matters. However, it was hardly something Rice could celebrate. When Jakub Kiwior reached out to congratulate him, the record-signing Arsenal player couldn't muster the energy to lift his arm and acknowledge him. It was a stark indictment of the fatigue endemic in this Arsenal team at this moment. Perhaps most concerning for the Gunners was that, while Rice glanced at the clock, there were still 20 minutes to go. The turnaround was brutally tight for Arsenal. They spent the night in Munich before returning home Thursday morning. The players returned in the afternoon and were back Friday morning for training before fulfilling media duties and traveling to Wolverhampton. Arsenal had already come out whimpering in consecutive games. Would history repeat itself against an exhausted yet spirited Wolves side? When Rice sprinted into the box to volley across goal and win Arsenal a corner in the 90th minute, the question was answered. The Gunners found something extra in those 6 minutes of stoppage time that champions truly possess. Bukayo Saka danced superbly through Wolves' defense and fired over. Rice stung the palms of Jose Sa. The pressure was phenomenal until finally, quick thinking from Martin Odegaard at the end of a brilliant team move secured 3 points. A visibly exhausted team could barely muster the energy to celebrate such a significant goal in the title race. As he arrived for his press conference, Mikel Arteta appeared equally weary but extremely satisfied. "We stayed in Munich, I think we slept an hour or two," he said. "Wake up, start talking about Wolves, then what the players need, how we're going to put them in the best physical and mental condition to win this game and beat them. The boys were unbelievable, the team was unbelievable. It's a joy to work with them. We realize that if you want to be in the big competitions fighting for the Champions League, fighting for the Premier League and the level that requires, you have to do something special. You have to be special and love competing and putting yourself out there when necessary to get the result you want. I thought the boys did that really well today." Talk of crisis abounded last week, and had Arsenal not managed to beat a Wolves team with just 10 senior outfield players in good form, it would have been hard to refute. But that extra reserve of energy when you think you have nothing left, that ability to dig deep, is exactly what title-winning teams are made of. This may not be one of Arsenal's best performances, but it could be considered one of the most crucial. Last week was filled with suggestions that the Gunners' season was over. In years past, it might well have been. They cannot afford to falter as they have in the past. Of course, they are still hoping for a favor from Manchester City, but if the last 6 minutes at Molineux are anything to go by, they have the determination and resilience needed to push Pep Guardiola's team all the way. Before we move forward, if you are a Gunners leaver like this will help you to be closer to all the news from Arsenal Football Club continuing. Mikel Arteta's Dream Arsenal 11, why Edu completing the £42.7 million Benjamin Sesko transfer could be game-changing. The prospect of Arsenal securing a striker this summer is gaining traction, with RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko being one of the names linked with a move to the Emirates Stadium. It could be a bustling summer for Arsenal as Mikel Arteta seeks to elevate his young team to the next level. The Gunners have had a sensational run throughout the 2023-24 campaign, challenging Manchester City and Liverpool for the Premier League title while also reaching the quarter-finals of the Champions League. But for the North Londoners to continue progressing, they might need to be active in the summer transfer window. The striker position has been a topic of discussion, with Arteta himself admitting that his team lacks a prolific number 9 following the defeat to Bayern Munich on Wednesday. Speaking to CBS Sports, the Spaniard said, "We were the team that scored the most goals in the Premier League. From everywhere, because the reality is we don't have a striker who's going to score 35 or 40 goals. So we have to live with that. We have many other qualities because they gave us a lot and took us on this journey." Football.London understands that Edu Gasper is keen on signing a striker this summer, with RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko being one of the players under consideration. The 20-year-old has scored 13 goals and provided 2 assists in 37 matches for the Bundesliga side this season. Sesko has a release clause of €50 million, £42.7 million, in his contract set to activate in the summer, as reported by the Evening Standard. Compared to Manchester City's striker Erling Haaland, this seems like a reasonable price for a player of Sesko's caliber. The Slovenian international primarily operates as a centre-forward but can also play on the wings, giving Arteta more options should he make the move to the Emirates Stadium. So, what would be the best starting 11 for Arsenal if Sesko signed in the summer? Football.London takes a look below. Possible Arsenal 11 if Sesko signs: Raya, Branco, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Martinelli, Sesko, Saka. Every word Mikel Arteta said about the title race, Arsenal's fatigue, clean sheets, and David Raya's performance. Mikel Arteta addressed the press after his team's clash in the Premier League against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux. Do you consider this a crucial win? Absolutely. I was delighted with the performance, the result, and keeping a clean sheet. But most importantly, it's about how the team has individually shown that they have another level to step up and the necessary resilience in these moments to step in and say, "I'm here, I'm going to make a difference," and impact the team. What can you say about the extra energy they found at the end? If you look at the number of games we've played in recent weeks, the types of games we've played, and the attitude and how they played, it's maximum effort. It's within them. They want to win, they want to compete at their best, and their effort is unquestionable. The results are something, but I'm very pleased with the approach and mentality of the team. Can you tell us about the quick turnaround from Munich? We stayed in Munich. I think we slept for 1 or 2 hours. Wake up, start talking about the Wolves, then about what the players need, how we're going to get them in the best physical and mental condition to win this game and beat them. The boys were unbelievable, the team was unbelievable. It's a joy to work with them. We realize that if you want to be in the big competitions fighting for the Champions League, fighting for the Premier League and the level that requires, you have to do something special. You have to be special and love competing and exposing yourself when necessary to get the result you want. I thought the boys did that very well today. Were you tempted to make more changes? We thought about the possibilities and how we had to manage the game in relation to the score, the state, and what they were proposing. We had many options to do that. Those who played were good, and the substitutions we made had the huge impact we wanted. Very satisfied. Unfortunately, we can't use all the players who deserve minutes. But that's always the same. What do you think of Pep's comments about the quick turnaround after the Champions League? It's not about us, Pep, or ourselves, but about the players' well-being. When you compete in European competitions, all teams have to compete in the same way. You can't have a team that hasn't played for 7 days or 3 days before and has more recovery time and then has to play the Premier League and the FA Cup. It's not right. If you look from any angle, it's not right. If you want to protect, let's talk about the players and the protagonists. Let's protect the players and do everything we can to give them the maximum time to help them recover and play and put on the show they do every week. How difficult is it to achieve 6 consecutive games without conceding goals? Very difficult. I don't know when it was last done. I imagine not recently because it's extremely difficult to do that. We thank the guys for the level of organization, the understanding, and the love they show in defense and the platform that gives the team to win football matches. Do they take pride in defending? They do. Pride in winning at everything. They want to be as difficult as possible to beat for the opponent as a team. We did that today. We conceded a poor chance due to an individual error, but apart from that, the team was very good again. How crucial was Raya's save? Very crucial because we hadn't conceded anything until then. We had some very open situations that would certainly have changed the game. David was excellent at that moment to make the save we needed, and then we capitalized. I think the timing of the first goal was also very helpful. Very happy. Can you count on Raya now? I think he's been very consistent throughout the season. The numbers are proof of that. What can you say about Trossard? He's a little magician. He can score from any service. He's a big threat. So composed, so cool, he can play in different positions. It's a joy to have him in the team. If you are a Gunners, leave your like. This will help you to always be well informed with the latest news from Arsenal. Thank you.